A reader asks, can the discovery habits be applied in a web3 environment, especially given that we often don't know who our customers are? So how can we do that? Okay, so for folks not familiar with web3, this is often a term applied to products and projects that are built on top of the blockchain. And one of the benefits of blockchain technology is that your identity is just based on your account name. You can be truly anonymous. This is something we don't see to the same degree on the traditional web. And so I suspect what's happening here is the reader is concerned about, how do I get in touch with customers? How do I do discovery if I don't even know who my customers are? Because a good amount of them could be anonymous. This is where I want to revisit our customer recruiting techniques. So what I really recommend is that product teams automate the recruiting process. And one of the ways that I recommend people doing that is to allow people to opt in to your recruiting while they're using your product or service. So in this case, in a Web3 product, let's say you make a digital wallet. Your customers are anonymous, but they're coming to your product to purchase digital currencies, to sell digital currencies, maybe to buy NFTs, etc. You can still use the exact same recruiting strategies where you ask people to opt in. Now, a lot of people that use digital wallets, they're not that concerned about anonymity. Yes, it's a feature of Web3 technologies, but they might be more than happy to tell you who they are when they opt in. So where this gets tricky is, let's say that your product is one where anonymity is required and they're not going to want to tell you who they are. Now, doing live interviews is probably not very reasonable. And I know in the Web3 space, there may be some companies that fall into this category. What I would recommend is that you think about ways to engage your customers that allow them to keep their anonymity. So do you have discussion forums, or can you take advantage of, like, I know there's Web3 blog platforms. I imagine there's Web3. I know there's token-driven communities. So are there spaces where your customers can keep their anonymity, but you can still engage with them? And if there's not, maybe you need to create one for your customers. So the key here is you're not going to be able to do email outreach if you don't know who your customers are, but email outreach is not the best strategy for recruiting in the first place. So I would recommend checking out some of those in-product recruiting strategies, and I'll put a link in the comments below for where you can learn more about that. All right, if you're listening and you work on a Web3 product and you have experience putting some of the discovery habits into practice, I would love to hear about them. I will share, I have not worked on a Web3 product, although I do follow the space a little bit. And if there are enough folks who are doing this, I would love to write an article about how the discovery habits apply to Web3. So if you have experience with this, let me know in the comments, and it could be an opportunity to be featured on the Product Talk blog. All right, thanks everybody.